What's up, guys? Questions Guys here, and we are back for episode 4 of Kerbal Space Program. So, what you're seeing me do right now in the background, and this is a post-production, because I wanted to speed this up, so this wouldn't take up too much of the video. But I'm building a tourist craft to complete a contract that is going to pay us quite a bit. I wanted to get this out of the way so we can have a massive funding source to do our MUN mission this episode. And I didn't want to leave this out. And just kind of have a bunch of money and have done all this without recording. So I wanted to record me doing this and just kind of speed it up and put it here at the beginning of the video. We barely had enough fuel in this ship. And as you can see, we started spinning. It was not very aerodynamic. It was a pain to fly. And I was not so sure it was going to make it to orbit and back. But we did it. Tourist ships are kind of a pain until you get some more advanced ships, which I could have done. I had the heavier rocketry, but for people watching, I wanted to do it with some lower tech to show that you can technically do it with lower tech. It's not impossible. But if you want to make your life much easier, just use the better rockets, use the better tanks and the better engines. You will find it much easier on your sanity to do. But as you can see here, we're in a wonky orbit. Not really what I wanted, but this whole mission was just kind of eyeballed and pretty lucky. If I had just flipped maybe one more time, we wouldn't have had enough fuel. As you can see, as our fuel is minimal. But we end up flying around the planet. And then we set a maneuver node coming up here pretty soon. And prepare to return quite safely. So, I'll talk about what we're going to do this episode. We're going to do a actual MUN landing. And I want to do a full-on, a full lander mission. I want to have all the science done. I want to do something pretty cool. So, that's why I wanted the funding for this, so I wasn't going to be limited on funds and wouldn't be worrying about dropping under any sort of number. I wanted to have plenty surplus to do. So that was the purpose of this mission right here. And as you can see, I had to put heat shields on both sides because I was not sure what side we were going to be coming in on. And the ship decided, well, why not both? We start flipping around and doing all kinds of crazy stuff right here. It's kind of funny. Not the way you want to come in from orbit. Put a ton of parachutes. I was just not sure how this was going to work, but somehow it did. So, as soon as we land this and get back to the KSC, I will go ahead and skip ahead, and we will get ready to record this episode and get all this done. So yeah, we got about 200,000 funds, around that number, and we'll be ready to do our MUN mission. So, I will see y'all in just a second. Alright, so we are here back at the KSC, and we have a ton of funds from that mission. And the first thing we're going to do with that is go ahead and upgrade the launch pad so we can have an unlimited weight. That's a little bit expensive, but we have the funds to do that now. And I went ahead and grabbed a little bit more science. Oh wait, no I didn't. Did I? Oh yeah, I went ahead and grabbed some science from around Kerbin. I went and did some science junior experiments in the ocean, some over in the mountains. Just to get a little extra science. I could have gotten more, so if you're wanting more science at this point, you can do this. And I also went ahead and built a new craft. I called it the MORV-1, the Moon Orbital Return Vehicle. And what we're going to do here is complete a contract and grab some more science before we go ahead and head to the moon. So I prefer having a fairing and a large craft to get into orbit, and then break my fairing. Just much more aerodynamic, saves a lot of fuel, saves a lot of money. So I want to go back to the MUN, and I want to go ahead and grab some more science. So I'm going to put this on, got a bunch of science, and we're going to get into a lower MUN orbit with this. And I think this craft looks pretty cool. Using an adapter just because we don't have a fairing. I would have done this with a fairing, but this will be a little bit better. And I'm going to go see. I don't think we have any contracts for a MUN orbit other than tourist, and I don't want to do tourist. Yeah. Although we do have this. Ooh, this is going to pay us 128,000. Oh, even more. Okay, yeah, we're doing this. We'll go ahead and do this right now with the Morv 1. Grab some money, grab some more science, and then we're going to build our lander vehicle. And we're going to do this all in one long video. So this might end up being like a 40-minute video, but we're going to roll with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch. So we got Jebediah on here, right? Yes, we do. Everything the way we want it. I think so. Staged correctly. All right. Okay, and we are here on the launch pad, ready to launch our biggest vehicle yet in this playthrough. If you're wanting to know how this was built, you can kind of just take a look back at the footage. We have 4 kickback boosters strutted together on some of the Rocco Max, the half-length ones with a staged Poodle engine in here. You can use a mainsail if you have the mainsail. I'm using the skipper. With a Poodle in here on this tank with an adapter to a which one is this? Yeah, the Terrier engine on a T800 tank, I believe. Yeah, T800. So that's kind of how this, pretty simple. But all right, let's launch. Now there is basically no gimbaling to this, which makes getting into orbit kind of difficult. And look at that view. That's cool. Whew. We were so close. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and revert this. I know I said I wouldn't revert much, but oh my goodness. Don't feel bad if you have to revert every now and then. I haven't tested this craft yet. Oh my. Okay, we're not going to do a gravity turn until we get to 10,000. That's going to put us at a disadvantage for a efficient orbit, but I don't feel like blowing up in the sky, so here we go. Launching. At the moment, we're going to go straight up to about 10,000 to try and prevent ourselves from, flipping over. Try and be careful. Oh, it looks like we're going to flip anyway. We're wanting to lean to the right quite a bit. This is not ideal, that's for sure. You know, I have an idea. There we go. We had to activate our engine a little sooner than I would have liked to. There we go. Alright, we're clear of that. Okay, so I had to activate our center engine a little sooner than I wanted to, and we're still flipping for some reason. We need to get out of this atmosphere. It's a little bit of a pain to do. Alright, now we're not flipping, so I can go ahead and check our apoapsis. So we're just going to steadily climb here. I think we're going to have plenty of fuel. Yeah, we're going to have plenty of fuel to get over 70 kilometers. But we'll just slowly climb up to our apoapsis. And I think we're going to do... I'm going to give us a pretty good buffer. Oh, we might be able to get to orbit with our second stage. I think we're going to be able to get to orbit with our second stage. That is nice. Very, very nice. Let's make our maneuver right here. Pretty close. Okay, we're not going to be able to get quite to orbit with our second stage, but we're saving a ton of fuel which is what we want. So this is very good, very good. We're going to be able to have the majority of our Poodle engine that is not required to circularize. We'll be able to use that Poodle engine to instead get us on a trajectory to the MUN, and then we should have plenty of fuel in this thing. So we're on track. If you want to make this ship a little more stable in atmosphere, you can add some fins or a winglet to have better control. Or if you have fairings, make that way easier. Or you can lower the thrust on this on launch. So there's plenty you can do to better engineer a craft like this. It was fairly cheap. I think it was $38,000. So pretty cheap for what we're trying to do. And we're going to make a ton more than that. So I was not paying attention. We're going to be late on our maneuver, which is a shame. So I wasn't paying attention. Dang. But it should be okay. We're going to get lighter and lighter as we burn fuel. So, oh, we still might. If we get light enough, but I don't think we are. We have a really long burn. I'm hoping we don't drop under... I'm going to go ahead and point us up a little bit. Yeah. Try not to break our craft apart. But I'm going to try and point us up, because we are not in the trajectory that I quite wanted, but I'm glad I gave ourselves some buffer room. Yeah, we're way past that. I think we're going to be okay, though. We're not going to drop under 70. And we're almost out of fuel in this stage. And we're going to activate our third stage. Drop that. Ignite these engines. And we are in orbit. Oh, no, we're not. Come on. Just a little bit more. And now we're in orbit with a wonky orbit, but where's the MUN at? Yeah, we wasted a lot of fuel there. You could have saved probably the majority of this tank by paying attention to your maneuver node, which is unfortunate, but not too problematic because we are in orbit. We could probably, yeah, we'll go ahead and circularize this to just make it look a little better. So what is this, 300 and, dang. Yeah, that's a pretty far apoapsis. A little farther than I wanted it to be. But how expensive is that going to be? 150. We have plenty of fuel. We don't really even... We're going to circularize for fun because we just have so much fuel. That's probably why I wasn't paying attention too well. It's going to be a 14-second burn time, so we can go ahead and warp here. This will get us... everything nice and symmetrical, even though it's not totally necessary. So now we just need to wait till about 7 seconds till we're away from our node. Actually, I'm going to use this time to try and get us to prograde, which I think we're going to have plenty of time. 9, 8, 7. Okay, we're going to be a little late, but it's not a big deal. And we'll burn. Yeah, we were just barely past the apoapsis here, so it's not a big problem. And there we go. Pretty perfect. So, now what we're going to do is prepare our injection into lunar orbit. So, I think we're going to go about here. Is that a little too far? Yeah, it's a little too far. I want to do it about here. And then, so, ooh, there we go. So, we're going to set this as we're actually going to focus view. How far is this? I want to get really close to the MUN. So we're going to get pretty close. Is that going to fling us out? Yeah, I don't want to be flung out. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to circularize. So it doesn't matter. Okay. We're going to get about 37 kilometers away. Yeah, okay. I think that works. And we only got to spend very little of our fuel to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and face prograde, which actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and face our maneuver node down here. Yeah, we're going to do this. And we need to wait till we're about 30 seconds out. And I'll kind of pause physics. So now we just speed up time till we're about 30 seconds away from the node, and then we will fire up our engines. We can go ahead a little faster. I'm going to try not to miss it this time. Yep, slow it down. Go about 3. And here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, burn. And you'll see our apoapsis slowly climbing. The reason why I wanted to get so close is so I can get some brand new science. And it'll be a little easier to circularize our orbit the closer we are to the planet, or the MUN. This isn't a planet, it's a satellite. Natural satellite. But it'll be pretty close, be cheaper to burn, get in orbit, then we'll re-enter Kerbin's sphere of influence. And that'll be our first mission. So now we just wait. The Poodle engine is very efficient in a vacuum. This is what our ship looks like right now. I want to pay attention to this to make sure we don't go too fast, too far. Yep, and now I'm going to shift to just burn and make sure we get right where we want it to. Closing in. Closing in. Huh. I wonder why so I guess that's as close as we're getting. We are definitely coming in at a strange angle here. Huh. That's okay. Not a big problem. So we'll go ahead and start facing retrograde. And we'll warp here. Yeah, it's probably the way... Oh, it was the way I had to come in from... or had to go to orbit. We were kind of starting to slide off course there. No problem, though. Okay, so... We probably don't even have to worry about how expensive... Yeah, we have 3,200 meters of... meters per second of delta V in our final stage. That is plenty. That's enough to land. We could land on the MUN right now and get back like twice. We actually have enough to re-enter Kerbin and launch again. Well, Kerbin has an atmosphere, but what I'm trying to say is we don't really have to worry about fuel, but it's always smart to do so. This was total overkill on delta V, but you want to make sure you're always looking out for your fuel, because not every mission is going to be so easy to do. So there's our circularization. Oh man, we are going to have so much fuel. We didn't even need this stage. You could have saved this whole stage, really. So let's go ahead and 24-second burn. So we're going to try to come out 12 seconds. Yeah. So what we'll do is speed up to about 12 seconds away. Go to 3. 3, 2, 1, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. And we'll burn. That was pretty perfect, so I don't think we should have a problem on timing. Here we go. And we are almost circularized. Yeah, we're at a pretty strange orbit. I could probably... So, let's go ahead and take all of our science while we're on the bright side of the MUN. Look at that. Big hunk of rock. And there's Kerbin over there in the distance. So, we'll take our crew report. And I didn't add a... We can't transmit it, but that's fine. Crew report. Oh, we're still high over the MUN. Okay, so we need to change that. So we'll go ahead and warp to our periapsis. Okay. So, yeah, our original orbit that I had planned for was what we were wanting to do. So, we'll get down to about 35 kilometers, I think, is where we want to be. And we'll go ahead and start burning. I think that will be plenty. So we'll go ahead and warp here. Get our orbit kind of low. And maybe that will be enough to get us some new science. Check that out. We can probably get even lower, but there's really no need to. I think this is plenty low enough. Actually, let's face prograde. Near. Here we go. So this is our new science. As we're closer to the surface of the MUN, which we will be landing on very shortly. So, let's go ahead and take all of our regular science up here. Our mystery goo and such. There we go. We're going to get a lot of science from this. Our thermometer check. Great. And then we'll do our Science Junior. Look at that. And then our EVA. Do our EVA report. Look at that. There we go. And now let's collect everything. Take that data. Take that. Collect that. Collect this. So we've collected everything. We can reboard and head back to Kerbin. This was a successful mission. We had so much fuel. You can, with this craft, you can basically make as many mistakes as you want to on any maneuver, and you have a whole... We didn't even need this entire section right here. We could have just put the pod on this, and that was plenty to get into orbit. So knowing that, this will be a cool ship for doing all kinds of stuff. We can actually use this instead to put a lander on, I think. I'll check that. So, what we want to do is now get over here. We're going to add a maneuver and expand that out. And there we go. So now we just want to mess with this to try and get as close as possible to Kerbin. There we go. Oh, that's 73. We went a little closer. I want to go ahead and burn straight into the atmosphere. There we go. That is where we want to be. So, that's going to be a 17-second burn, so we'll go about half that. So we'll do about 8.5 seconds. So let's warp here. You can be a little safer on your burn if you want to, but we can slow down. We have a heat shield. I think. I want to make sure I did put that on. I think we have everything we need to just directly get ready to re-enter Kerbin's atmosphere. Straight from the MUN. So I believe we have a heat shield, but we'll slow down just in case. I mean, we have the fuel to waste here. We might be able to just land the whole thing and do the parachute and get us landed. Which, that would be kind of crazy. Do a SpaceX ordeal there. But let's turn on SAS and turn prograde before I miss our window of opportunity here, which is not what we want to do. And we're looking for about 7.5 seconds, right? Was that what I said? Or 8.5? 8.5 seconds. So we'll speed up to that time. 10, 9, 8.5. There we go. So now we'll just burn this. And I want to be very careful not to just directly impact the planet. And that's pretty perfect. There we go. And now we are on a trajectory that is going to put us right where we want to be. If you want to land at the KSC, you can go and circularize your orbit at Kerbin and then direct a landing. But here I don't think that's going to be necessary. Although we did waste a lot of money on fuel, which is a shame. It's okay. So we'll go ahead and refocus on, oh, no, not on Minmus. There we go. And be prepared right about here. Luckily, we're going to land on the light side. Really nowhere near Kerbin, or the KSC. Oh, well, we might. No, that's going to fly by us. Yep, that's going to fly right by us. And we're going to start accelerating as we come towards Kerbin. Exponentially. Yeah, so let's go ahead and face retrograde. We have so much fuel to burn, we might as well make our entry as easy as possible. We can do that as we get a little closer. We are quite far away. And I want to go ahead and slow down right about here. It's a really pretty view. Where's the MUN? Oh, there it is. We just came back from all the way over there. And we've stored all our science, so we don't have to worry about that. Although we could have taken some more readings. I should really redo some of these readings. Actually, we've got some right here. Sweet. We should take advantage of that. We don't want to overwrite that. So I'll get out and take these samples. Take that data. Take this. Take another EVA report. There we go. And then reboard. And we have a ton of science. And now we'll continue coming in. We are coming in very fast. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick save. We're going to call this save. I know this is a slow way to quick save, but I like to name them. So we'll call this Kerbin re-entry. I do this just in case anything goes wrong. So sometimes the Kraken gets you, your ship blows apart for no reason. Although this is a pretty simple ship. I don't think we're going to have any issues with this at all. But it's always nice to get used to doing that. And I know I did it the slow way, but if you would like to, you can do it the fast way with one of the F keys. So we're almost to the line of Kerbin's atmosphere. Coming in at 3,000 meters per second. So we're going to go ahead and slow that down a bit. Even though we don't really have to. And I'll go ahead and decouple that. Shoot that off. And then we will decouple that. All that wasted fuel flying away. It's a shame, isn't it? If I'd put some more parachutes, we probably could have landed it. Or if I had put a probe core, but wasn't preparing for that. So it's gonna burn up with all that fuel in it. Such a shame. Dang. Better to be over prepared than under prepared, though, especially when it comes to these kind of journeys. So we're going to be able to come in at a pretty good speed. Our heat shield should take the brunt of this force. We can go ahead and speed this up. There it goes, blowing up over there. And we're coming in at another really horizontal angle, which is really what you want to do. That's what I showed in the second episode, I believe. It's what you want to do when you're coming in from a transfer, just to bleed off as much speed as you can, so you don't, blow up. Our heat shield should tank the most of this as we're coming in here. Are we really not going to... I really thought we would... Yeah. We were climbing, which is quite strange. Huh. Okay, but not anymore, we're not. Now we're really gonna start coming in hot. Little too horizontal there. Kind of flying just straight through the atmosphere. I'll go ahead and continue to speed it up. Looks like it's going to take a while to get down. We bounced off the atmosphere a little bit. That was strange. I don't think I've had that happen before. Huh. Quite strange. That is a new occurrence for me. But now we are going to come in hot. I think we have bled off enough speed to where we are no doubt going to get captured. Well, we are already captured, but impact is for sure. There we go. Wow, I have never bounced off the atmosphere of Kerbin before. That is pretty cool. And we might still not have. I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on there. Just noticed our altitude going up, which means we had to have bounced off the atmosphere. Or didn't burn off enough speed to lower our apoapsis. Either way. Here we go. We're going to land in the ocean. Clean landing. Basically on the other side of the planet from the KSC, but that's okay. We got a absolute ton of science that mission, which is preferred. I'll wait till about you can fly for a pretty long time before you have to pull your chute. I like to get down pretty low, just so your flight time isn't so low. Go ahead and pull that now. And then continue to speed this up. There we go. Look at that. Nice day coming back from the MUN, which I don't think is in the sky right now. That's a weird graphical glitch. Go ahead and speed this up. And I'll show y'all what I'm going to get with all this science to prepare our lander. Now that I know we have way more fuel in that thing than we need, we can probably just slap the lander onto that and then be ready to go. So, let's recover this. And we should have at least 750,000, I think, or more. Close to 800,000. Or more. Yep, 767,000. So around my first guess. And look at that. 262 science earned in one mission. So 366 science total. That's a lot. And that is what we want to see. We barely recovered any funds from that. So we probably could have had 800,000 if we had recovered a little bit more. So, let's go ahead and skip ahead to daytime. There we go. And we'll grab our science. So, what are we looking for here? I really want the fairing. I want the good fairing, though. So that's this one. Yeah, I want this fairing. This is what we're trying to get. This fairing's cool and all, but just a little small. These aerodynamic cones, though, are great. For those bigger tanks. We also want these electrics, so we can start building probe cores. Space exploration, not so necessary, but definitely necessary for the larger command pod. So you want to grab this. This is more important than it looks. It also leads to the mobile processing lab, which is super overpowered. If you just want to nab up a bunch of science and are totally fine with like borderline exploit, then this is the way to go. I only really use it in personal play, personal saves. If I'm missing a little bit of science and need some quick, I just run to a station and accelerate it. But this is a super overpowered. So back to what we want to do here. We want propulsion systems for sure. So let's grab that. Then we can either grab... we need to upgrade the science. That is expensive. Woo! That is very expensive. So let's grab what we can here. Once we upgrade the R&D center, we will be able to get that, which is what we're aiming for. Ooh, but that is expensive. Very, very expensive. Dang. 400,000. We definitely have the funds to do it. Let's go check if we have contracts that we can do. Oh, that's easy. We can do that. We'll go ahead and grab that. All these tourists. Oh, plant flag on the MUN. There we go. That's what we want. Let's see. All these VIP and tourist ones I can do. I'll do like I did at the beginning of this video where I just kind of zoom through them and record as I do it. Okay, so these should be plenty. And I'll grab some more of these later. So, let's upgrade this. It's a lot of our money gone, but we still have plenty. We got a great advance. What was our advance on this? 56,000. Okay. So, with this, we will then grab advanced construction and specialized construction, which gives us the docking port as well. So, we'll grab that. And that's it. I would love to have grabbed electrics, but our mission to the MUN will yield us this, which will give us the ability to make satellites. It's going to give us the ability to make stations when we grab this and all of this. So this is going to be a very fruitful mission. So what I'm going to do now is build our lander. So I think we can definitely just use this. So what was our problem on this land? Actually, yeah, we'll just use this. That's what I'll do. So let's get rid of this. We don't need that. That's our Terrier. Yeah. So now we'll do a fairing on... Actually, no. We're not ready to do a fairing. So I'll throw that back on there for now. Actually, no. Yeah, we'll just... This will be our lander. Seems easy enough to me. We can go with what we know works. That's great. Do we have the external fuel ducts too? So we can probably remove some of these boosters and do liquid engines. We'll change this up a little bit. So, what do we want to do here? I want to do Oscar tanks with quad symmetry. And then we'll do something like this right here. This as low as possible, and then we'll continue to build a lot. I know I might not build as efficient as others. I know you can copy, so I'll have to learn all the tools. Oh, there we go. This is way more fuel than we need. How much fuel is in this? 1100. And we can get to the moon on this stage. Yeah. Actually, this had 3,000, right? Yeah, I'm just trying to separate. Really what I'm doing here is trying to separate out the landing legs as far as possible, so it's as easy to land as it possibly can be. So once again, this is super overkill. We don't really need this much power. This will just give us a little bit more fuel in here on our Terrier, which is, I need to test to make sure the landing legs. Okay, sweet. So we can put this back on there. All right. Hopefully we don't tip the ship over when we go to EVA. That would not be fun. So I'll quick save just in case we're going to tip over, so I can go back and load a save. So we definitely want to take these samples. We might actually be able to do multiple biomes if we have the fuel for it, which would be absolutely great. Which we can do these multiple times. I'll add a second mystery goo just in case we do that. All right. So that is that. That's the lander. Do we have anything else we want to do? Let's go ahead and do a communitron on here just to make that a little easier. We can go ahead and add some batteries to give us plenty of electricity. 450. Yeah, we'll do that, considering we don't have any solar panels. So if we communicate anything or need to communicate anything, this is unnecessary, honestly. All of what I'm doing is way extra, but as in any real mission, you would want to be prepared and you'd rather be extra. And these aren't, I don't think, too heavy for what we're doing here, are they? Yeah, these are tiny, so this won't be any problem. We'll go ahead and go to payload and get our nice fairing here. So we'll go ahead and extend this out. Yeah. There we go. So that's our fairing. And this is our craft. And how do you change the color? Oh, there we go. We'll go ahead and change the color of all these. To give us a cool craft. So we will call this. This is basically the Morv just modified for a lander. So we'll call it the MLV. The MLV-1. This will just be a version of the Morv. The Morv will use to haul satellites or space stations, anything in orbit, and this will be for our moon or ground missions. And also what I want to do is I might want to change out what's the cost of, we have the mainsail, right? No. So what is the cost of the kickback? 2,700. Okay, so we want to use the kickbacks if we can. And we have plenty of fuel, so I think what we're going to do here is lower the thrust to about 35 so we can get some gimbal on that and throw this on the first stage. That way we can gimbal a little bit and prevent us from flipping over so much. In fact, why don't we just go all out? we'll just go all out. So we'll add some, yeah, we'll add some of that to give us some more gimbal control. And then another thing we want to do is, I love these things. They're so cool. So we're going to flip this, add those on all four, and put that on the decouple stage. This looks so cool when you do it. So, and then once we are ready to decouple, we'll go ahead and fully throttle that up. So this is the MLV-1, and this will be our MUN landing craft. This looks pretty cool. I like it. So let's make sure our staging is correct. We have this, that, with 35 thrust limiter, this on the decouple stage, which will then fire up our main engine, fire that, and the fairing. Okay, I think we're ready to go. I think we added enough control to prevent us from flipping over. If we don't, we have way plenty of fuel to get there and back, I believe. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and extend this out. And we are, yep, we're fine there. All right, so what we'll do now is fast forward quite a bit. So we want to fast forward about right here. And I'll go ahead and make a maneuver node, getting us a MUN encounter, which is actually going to be, I want to cancel this fast forward. This maneuver node is going to be about here, I believe. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Was that an efficient burn? We can go ahead and directly impact the MUN if we want, but I think it would be smarter for us to just circularize at the MUN. So we can land on the light side here. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and slow down. And I'll get a little slower. Oh, no, I do not want to do that. Not what I wanted to do. Let's get this a little slower. A little higher than that. Perfect. Okay. So we want to go ahead and get to our maneuver. And we have 18 minutes till we get there. So we will get to our maneuver node here. Oops, slow down. Slow down. I'm going to time warp to stop that. There we go. We have plenty of electric charge, which will refuel when we accelerate our engines. All right, there we go. So we'll continue to accelerate time until, so we need to burn it about 37 seconds. No problem. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now we'll slow it down a little. So 37 seconds is what we're looking for. 7. Bam. There we go. And this is going to be a pretty long burn. And hopefully we don't leave this debris in space. That is not what I want to do, but it's looking like we might just have to. What I want to do is drop the debris onto the surface of the MUN and then land. That way we don't leave any debris. That's what I should have done with our extra fuel. But we got debris chilling over here. Oh, is this the stuff we dropped off early? Oh no. It's still... That's a shame. Okay, so we're gonna slowly bring this in. There we go. Okay. So we'll fly in here. There we go. And we'll open our communitron. Actually, we don't really need to right now. As that debris. That's a real shame. Alright. So we'll face retrograde here. And try our best to bring this stage, the Poodle stage, into impact with the MUN. That way we don't leave a whopping Poodle stage just floating around in space. Not what we want to do. Not what we want to do at all. So go ahead and warp a little closer to the periapsis. And there we go. I think that is plenty. Oh yeah, we'll have plenty of fuel to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop this stage directly into the MUN. There we go. We will decouple this. Face prograde now. Speed up a bit so we get away from that. We do not want to blow up into that. Actually, let's face retrograde. To blow that away. There we go. Now we'll face prograde and extend our orbit. Get that to 20,000. Yeah, we want to land in this crater right here. So, what we'll do... is try and get a little closer to land in this crater. So let's kind of lower this down a bit. Yeah, and hopefully that is enough. I'm going to go ahead and save right here. call it MUN landing. Oop. MUN landing. So now that we have our apoapsis down, which I already did, we will come to about here. Yeah, we'll come here. Actually, we could have just, if you really want to be smart about it, you'll burn at apoapsis to bring your periapsis down. But I'm trying to be very, very precise with where I'm landing, which is this crater right here. Very, very flat right there. So now we will face retrograde. A little bit of lag there. There we go. Look at that. And then bring this down. The sphere of influence of the MUN is not very big, so we're burning at apoapsis now, which is supposedly the most efficient. So as this comes down, we want it about right there so we can continue to burn as we come down. We're going to speed up a bit. Actually, we're accelerating, so I'll go ahead and burn some more speed off. We might miss this crater. Actually, it'll be smarter for us to just miss the crater and land in a smart way. Can't always be too accurate. Although we might get lucky and land in one of these. But we want to continue to burn off as much speed as possible while we have the pretty much infinite range to do so. We'll see how much we can burn off here. I would love to land in this crater, actually, if we can make it. Which it looks like we will. There we go. So we can kind of cut these engines off, get a little closer. Speed up just a tad bit. Not too much. Just a tad bit more. Now that we're for sure we will land in the crater, we will burn the rest of this. And now we have plenty of room to do so. This fuel is quite heavy. This is a near suicide burn here. We're going to be cutting it very, very close. That is for sure. Very, very close. Okay, so now we have bled off most of our horizontal speed, and we will be able to land at a very, very flat area. There we go. As we're coming down, slow it. Slow it. Slow it. And we're gonna tip. Can be very hard to get this right sometimes. This is not the smoothest moon landing I've had, that's for sure. This tank is way too heavy, and I should have added some extra engines on here to make this easier for us. That would have been the smart thing to do. So we'll go ahead and get all of our horizontal speed gone. And then we will stabilize. I think that's what I did wrong. We want to come down as smoothly as possible. And there we go. We have successfully landed on the MUN without tipping over. And we didn't blow up. Whew, look at that. We have done it. And now we will save just in case anything goes wrong here. I really try not to revert saves on failures, but when it's your first time trying it, your first attempt, and you make a mistake, don't feel bad about it. I know a lot of people in the Kerbal community really like everything to be perfect and no revert saves. You're doing it. If you fail, you fail. But if you're a newer player, don't bother. If you're watching this as somebody who is a professional and you don't need to revert saves, I apologize for reverting saves every now and then. But I try not to. I make sure I do have saves just in case, though. So we would call this successful. No, that was the wrong spelling of it anyway. We will call this just MUN landing. So it's easy to find. MUN landing. There we go. Yes, this was the actual successful. All right, so now we will take all of our science. And we have plenty of fuel to go to another biome. Although, do we want to risk another landing? I think yes, we will. Look at that. All these surface features and everything. It's so great. Okay. Anyway, back to our mission. Observe. You get tons of science from a landing. Look at all that. Log all of this. Observe materials. Look at that. Mainly why I save is sometimes when you do an EVA, it'll pull your ship to fall over. I think there should be no shame in reverting a save if your ship accidentally falls over due to a EVA. It happens. Nothing you can really do about that. I've landed on about as flat of an area as I can. So if my ship flips over, I think you should rightfully be able to revert a save. So now we will do our EVA. And look at that. We didn't fall. This is pretty stable. We'll take this science. We'll take this. We will collect that data. Collect this. And then we will let go RCS and come down here. Look at that. We can walk around on the moon. The MUN. Can't stop calling it the moon. Okay, so what we will do is plant our flag right here. And I think this is the east crater, I believe. Right? Or central crater. Where are we? I forgot to check. I'm going to cancel that. I'll take down this flag just to redo it. EVA report. Far side crater. Okay. So now we will plant flag. We'll call this far side crater mission 1. Actually, we'll call it something cooler than that. What do we want to call our MUN program? No. I like to name these just so when I'm doing other landings, I know where it was. Hooray! Okay, and now we will take a surface sample as well, which nets us huge science. And I think that's all we really need. And now we can make our way up to our massive craft here with RCS. There we go. There we go. Okay. Board, and there's all of our science. And we have, you only really need about 1,000 meters per second to get back to Kerbin. So we technically could launch and go take science from somewhere else, like this crater, or maybe the lowlands, or the moon's polar crater, or polar regions up here. We could take science from basically anywhere we wanted, which we may actually want to do. Do we want to try it? What is this direction? So it's going to be about 315. We could try it. Y'all might be shouting at me, no, just go back. Or yes, try it. Go land in another region. You know what? We'll do it. We'll land in another region. We're going to go up here. I think this should be the lowlands. So we're going to try it. We'll go ahead and save. We'll just do a quick save. And blast off. Although we are much heavier, that is for sure. Oof, we are heavy. We might want to just... looks like we're going north. Wrong way. I should have gone the other way. We'll land up here. Unless it's way too much. Yeah, we are really, really heavy. So we want to aim for about right there. And we'll cut it off about there. So now we'll accelerate time a little bit. As we fly. And now we can start to bleed off some speed as we come down. We can wait a little bit though. I'll wait till about 10,000 or so. Three, two, one. Okay. I think this is the lowlands. Okay. I'm hoping it's the lowlands, that's for sure. And we're almost done with our horizontal speed. Hoping this isn't too much of an incline here. I want to try and land right there where it's flat. There we go. So now I'm going to try and stabilize as we come down to the surface. Burn off some more speed. This craft is very heavy, which actually turned out to be a negative thing. It's very hard to know how far away we need to be, because slowing down takes a long time and speeding up takes a long time. So we should have made this craft a little lighter. I should have taken that into consideration. Here we go. We're getting closer and closer to the surface. Go ahead and speed up. Oh, we can't. So now we'll just float down. And then from here we'll take off at about 90. So we can easily get back into Kerbin's orbit. Don't land on that rock. Okay, we're not. Slow down. All right. Come on. Come on. Okay. And we're flipping. Let's get a little flatter over here. These landing legs are not the greatest. Not the greatest at all. They really suck. And there we go. Okay, successful landing again. All right, we didn't flip over that time. So we'll go ahead and observe that. Got some more science from it. Do another quick save just in case my EVA flips us over, which is always super annoying. I think we're well too heavy for that, though. Log pressure. Midlands, not lowlands. Okay. Take some more data. Crew report. Oh, we already have our crew report. So what we'll do is EVA, take data, reboard, store data. Then we can do a crew report. Great. EVA. EVA report. Great. And then I don't think this is going to flip us over. So. Oh no. No, turn on this. No. Jebediah. I think we're going to try and take a screenshot here, which is F11, I believe. Okay, so what we're going to do is plant a flag here. And then name it Midlands. Which we can still take more science from this area once we get the cooler stuff. Lunar Midlands. Hooray again. That is not how you spell again. There we go. And we'll take a surface sample. Great. We've already done all of that. So now we can just RCS right back up here. Grab on to our ship. There we go. Board. And we are ready to enter orbit again. So we're going to face 90 degrees, which is right here. And then, right? Yeah, we're going to face 90 degrees and then get into lunar orbit. So we can go pretty horizontal. Now we can turn on SAS for stability and get ourselves into orbit. Actually, we want to get a little higher than that, don't we? Let's go ahead and turn this way. We'll go ahead and get into orbit a little faster. Take us up to about 15,000, I think. Actually, we'll just go 20. And then, how much is it going to cost to circularize here? That was way too much. Not much at all. Okay. We could probably go ahead and directly enter Kerbin, though. How much will it take to do that? $2 million. 22. Okay. No, we want to get a little more accurate of a re-entry, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to circularize. Okay. And we just need to go at 16 seconds. So we'll point prograde and speed up till about 16 seconds away. Three, to, okay, point prograde, 17, 18, 17, 16. Okay. Woo! This has been a mission and a half. So we've done a flyby, tons of science, a landing, then another landing. And that's as... We still feel we could have done a third landing. If we really wanted to. But I want to go back and cash in all this science. And there we go. Pretty much perfect. Okay, so for our maneuver node, what we want to do is actually we probably want to burn pretty soon. Periapsis. What do we want to do here? A little closer. 28. What is that? 15. So we move this forward a little bit. 40. 400 and... Okay. This is kind of being a pain. Okay. So we're going to drag that in to about there. What is that? 88. Okay. That's fine. We have a... Yeah, that's fine. That should work just how we want it. Okay, so now we need to point here. Speed up time, and then wait for about 15 seconds from the node. Make sure we do not want to overshoot this. Not at all. That would be a real pain. 15. There we go. All right. Woo. And come on. I'm gonna watch for this. 3. That works. Okay, now we can go ahead and warp here. And watch the moon go away. The MUN go away. We will see you again. And say hello to Kerbin as it comes in. Look at that. Goodbye to the MUN. Okay. So, what we'll do from here, which we didn't even need the Communitron, we're going to be coming in pretty fast. Do we have all the science? We collected this, right? Yeah, I think we collected that. Okay, so we have all the science we need. We have the pod ready to go. All right. So we'll go ahead and accelerate to there. Look at that. Kerbin is coming in fast. One. Okay. So now we'll start getting pointed retrograde. And prepare to re-enter at about 100,000. Okay, we're coming in pretty fast. But I think this is fine. Our heat shield should be able to take this. So we'll go ahead and save here, just in case of a Kraken attack. And decouple that. That is definitely going to burn up in the atmosphere. No way it doesn't. Because we have a really low periapsis. So here we go. We're coming in on the dark side, which is a bit of a shame, but not too bad. Speed up a little bit. There we go. That thing has to slow down. There is no way it doesn't. Oh! Oh my. Look at that. Oh goodness. Yeah, that is definitely... Yep. That's gonna blow up for sure. Oh my. All the fuel. Our heat shield should be doing fine. Oh yeah. We're gonna do just fine. We're gonna land, it looks like, in the ocean again. So we won't have to worry too much about about where we're landing, because it looks like a giant body of water is where that'll be. Come on. So yeah, that was a really successful MUN mission. I have to stop saying moon. I'm so used to saying moon. I love astronomy, and so I'm always looking at our moon, as in Earth's moon. Even though I play KSP all the time, and hear it said as MUN all the time. So that was a successful MUN mission. We got a ton of science. We're going to be able to do a lot with all the stuff we gathered from that mission. So I am really excited about that. Once we get down to about... Let's see. We can go ahead and speed this up. No reason to have to watch it. We'll even turn on lights. Why not? So he can actually see in the dark. And we'll go ahead and launch the parachute now. And then wait for 1,000. Jebediah is super pumped to be coming back from the MUN. And now I think we'll work towards getting that other command pod so we can redo Science Juniors. Because when we can redo Science Juniors, we're going to be getting ridiculous science. That will be pretty crazy. So I think Minmus should be our next target. Even though that's really technically the easiest satellite to get to of Kerbin. Definitely easier than the MUN. It's on a different inclination. It can be kind of tricky. So we're going to give that a try next. So let's go ahead and recover our MUN vessel. Woo. Exciting. And see how much science we got. Let's see. Look at that. 694 science earned in one mission. That's crazy. And then 4,000 funds from recovered parts. Some XP gained for Jebediah. And we have tons of money. Science data from around the MUN. That's easy. We're going to do that. Let's see. What else do we have? We can do some rescue missions. Those are fun. We'll do those. I'll make an episode doing rescue missions. So this... And, actually, yeah, let's go ahead and take... Yeah, let's go ahead and take this. And then we can get both of these done. We'll do a rendezvous. And we'll build a station. Who knows? We have tons of stuff we can do. We have tons of science. So, let's go ahead and spend all this stuff. What we're going to do first is we're going to grab electrics. We want to do that. That way we can kind of get started on some cool stuff. Advanced electrics, this is fun too. Here's our probe core, so we definitely want to do this for a satellite network. The mainsail, we have plenty to get this. We don't really need any of this stuff just yet, so we don't have to spend that until we have a little bit of excess science. I want to go ahead and get We don't need any of this just yet either. Advanced exploration would be fun. Better landing gear would be absolutely great. This is the better landing gear, so let's go ahead and grab that. We'll do flight control, and then we'll do landing. And then from that, I definitely want the mainsail. This is a great engine. It is going to crap on the skipper. What is the skipper? Yeah, 650 compared to 1,500. So more than double, a little bit over double, or about double. But yeah, over double, a little more than double. So this is a super powerful engine. And we've got some great solid boosters here too, even though what we have now is way plenty to do pretty much anything we want. But we're working towards nuclear fuel so we can do some really far missions. But for now, I think the mainsail can wait. We have landing. Advanced flight control we're going to need for docking if we're going to build a space station. So we want to work and focus on some of this. So I'll go ahead and grab the mainsail just to have it. And then we will grab, let's see, we'll need advanced electric. So let's go ahead and grab that. And then our next batch of science, we will go ahead and grab space exploration and then lead that to command modules and this. So we need 360 plus 90. So that's all we'll need. That's one mission to Minmus to do that. And we can go ahead and start building a pretty cool station with all the stuff that we just got, which will be super fun. So that has been it for this episode of Kerbal Space Program. It was a super long episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I put a lot of effort into this. Hopefully, I'll put even more effort into it on the editing side. So, thank you so much for watching. I will see y'all in the next episode.